Unique museums, legendary cuisine, and cityscape sunsets atop Tokyo. In this issue, we bring you some of the most unique museums that you can find in Japan. The legendary Donabe cuisine, a Japanese cookbook that's written by Gaijin, and where to craft your own homemade tenugui, and also an incredible view from atop Tokyo. Let's get into this. Number 1, explore some particularly unique museums. Now, Tokyo and, well, Japan for that matter, is home to museums that are showcasing a range of art and temporary exhibits, from the Mori Art Museum to the Taro Okamoto Memorial Museum to the Tokyo National Museum. There are a lot to choose from, but sometimes you want something unique. You could check out the Amuse Museum in Asakusa, but even the harmony, ethos, and beauty of technology, as they say it is, isn't quite what you're looking for. Well, JapanTravel has a few museum picks I think that you'll find interesting. These are the stunningly unique structures that are fantastic architecture and design. Number 3 on their list, the Kadokawa Culture Museum in Saitama, is just a little bit north of Tokyo, and this is one that I think that you should pay a little bit of extra attention to. It was designed by Kengo Kuma and Associates, which is a designer that's based in Tokyo, and they also designed Tokyo's Nezu Museum. It's a really cool structure. You definitely should check it out. And here's a quote from JapanTravel about their article. This stunning architectural piece is the real newbie and only soft opened in August of this year. It was designed by Kengo Kuma Associates, who designed Tokyo's Nezu Museum and a host of other impressive works. The venue is billed as a complex that combines libraries, art galleries, and museums in one-stop cultural shop. That's pretty cool if you ask me, and just a little bit north of Tokyo, so you can definitely take a nice day trip out and spend a few hours in that structure. It is really great. And as always, if you're not following along in the issue of Tokyo Spark that's published online, if you're listening in a podcast or following along in a YouTube video, you should go to this issue so that you can follow all the links and everything I'm talking about in this episode. Number 2, the Japanese Donabe, cuisine of legends. Now, the Japanese Donabe really is the stuff of legends. It's really, the Donabe is an earthenware pot. It's crafted in a bankoware craftsmanship and pride kind of style, and that's hard to get across in words. It's one of those things that you just have to see. But this dish in particular has seemingly millions of options because it's nabemono. You basically put whatever you want in a pot, kind of. It's a pot that's made with a very special clay that's, it can be used on a hot open flame and is said to last for decades. It's a lot more than just cooked rice, soup, and veggies, that's for sure. And there is really an art form to making great donabe dishes. Now here, Bon Appetit has put together a simple recipe that has a big impact. If you're looking for a Japanese food experience at home, why don't you give it a try? And here's a quote from Bon Appetit. At a basic level, a donabe is a pot that just happens to be pretty enough to double as a striking serving piece. High-quality versions have thick walls that effectively retain heat and are especially good for gently cooking the vegetable-heavy meals I want constantly this time of year. And as a bonus, when cleaning your donabe, be careful. Use a soft sponge, baking soda, and a clean cloth to avoid ruining the natural nonstick finish, and proper care will help the pot last a long time. Just One Cookbook also points out it is very important to season your donabe when you first get it. Since the clay materials are porous, the traditional method of seasoning your donabe involves rice water. The cold water left after washing your rice. It's an interesting cultural hack that you got to check out. Number 3, Ivan Orkin and the Gaijin Cookbook. If you're looking for a unique cookbook to add to your collection, look no further than the Gaijin Cookbook, where Chef Ivan Orkin teams up with Chris Yang again to create a magnificent cookbook which is based around cooking Japanese food at home. Stir-fry, tonkatsu, ramen, steamed rice, Japanese curry, and more. Many of the reviews are even saying that they don't even need to go to Japanese restaurants anymore because they can make it better at home now. Now, I don't believe that, at least not in Japan anyway. If you're here, clearly Japanese food's going to be amazing. But maybe compared to stuff stateside, who knows? But they're great reviews anyway for a cookbook by a chef that I've featured several times on Tokyo Spark. And here's a quote from the Eye Examiner. For Orkin, ramen is a dish with no rules, unconfined to rigid conventions or protocols. Befitting his personality, it is a freewheeling, maverick cuisine that can be made with as many variations as imaginable. The noodles, thick or thin, the sauces of differing flavors, toppings, wide-ranging. Number 4, design your own handmade tenugui masterpiece. The tenugui cloth has a special place in Japanese culture. You'll find them used as art and decoration, sports, or even to wipe the sweat from one's brow during summer festivals. It's one of those purely Japan objects that kind of conjures a unique imagery of this wonderful country. And as we'd say here in Japan, Sasuga Nihon, which kind of means admirable Japan, or that's Japanese, kind of. Sasuga Nihon. There are stores dedicated to nothing but massive variety of tenugui designs, and it's really just a simple cotton fabric with vibrant fabric paint. There's a huge difference between the 100 yen store variety and the kind that you can get at department stores. I mean, as you can probably guess, just like a t-shirt, a nice thicker, supple cotton produces a better t-shirt. A higher quality and more expensive tenugui does the same thing. Now, Tenkuri Studio is one such store, though, where you can go and make your own designs of tenugui. And if you're not following along, please do, because I have a map pin that takes you directly to Tokyo Wazarashi, where you can find Tenkuri Studio. There's also a link to their official English website where you can learn more about how they do it. Here's a quote from Matcha. Tenugui have beautiful designs and colorful patterns. They are also affordable and are easy to wash. Sometimes people frame their tenugui and hang them on walls as decoration. You can pick up tenugui at department stores and 100 yen shops, but Tenkuri Studio uses a traditional method to dye their own towels. How cool is that? Number 5, the final component of this issue today. Watch amazing sunsets from the Sunshine 60 observation deck in Ikebukuro. Sunshine 60 is a huge mall in Ikebukuro in downtown Tokyo. The top floors are home to fantastic things to do when you're in Tokyo, such as a planetarium, the Sunshine Aquarium, and this excellent observation deck. Not only does the main observatory not only is it one of the tallest structures in the area, giving you a magnificent view of the city, but during a very special time of the year, you can witness the sun setting right down on top of Mount Fuji from an angle that you can get here from this observatory, giving you some of the best photo ops that you'll find in Tokyo, including the landmark Tokyo Tower, which is only second to the Tokyo Sky Tree. Not to mention that there are other interesting things inside of the Sunshine City complex, such as Namja Town, VR game centers, electronics shopping such as Big Camera and Yamada Denki, and of course, excellent dining options. Sunshine City is easy to access from the Ikebukuro station, and of course, I have a map pin that takes you directly to this place. And also, don't miss out. This also happens to be really close to Shiba Koen, which I discussed in the previous issue of Tokyo Spark. If you want to take an outdoor break, check out that park, take in the view, and enjoy. And that's it for this issue of Tokyo Spark. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. We send out these issues to our subscribers sometimes as we get them completed, full of nothing but the best that we can dig up to help you discover something new in Tokyo and make the most of your time in this wonderful country. Take care.